Hey, good morning. It's been a while since we've done one of these minivan story times. And this weekend, I saw a movie. I saw the Avengers movie, or Marvel movie, Infinity Wars. I don't even know how it's labeled, Avengers or Marvel. I thought I knew the story until I saw this matinee over the weekend. I watched as the bad guy amassed all of his power to basically become God on Earth, and he could do whatever he wanted. And what he wanted to do is to wipe off half of the population. Well, the storyline is pretty complicated, but all these unlikely heroes come together and band together to fight evil. Now, I know there's probably lots of geopolitical or even current political parallels, biblical parallels, religious parallels, everybody coming together at the end to face down the end of the world or Armageddon or Annihilation. So the movie builds. It's a 2.5 hour movie, and I'm in the comfy recliner seats, the big leather ones that you push back, and I had smuggled my snacks in, and I'm all in for this movie. And the movie comes to an end. And I'm going to spoil it for you because either you are a fan and you've seen the movie, it's been out for a few weeks, or you're not a fan and you're not going to watch it. So at the end of this movie, Infinity Wars, the bad guy wins. And at the end, he by will of the power that he has amassed, kills half the population. And we see some of the heroes, the superheroes that we've come to love over time, fall victim to his power, and they die too. My youngest son knew this was how it was going to end, so he was not surprised. I was surprised. When you go to see a superhero movie, you expect the ending to be one of victory, of the good guy wins. Now, in today's world, we binge watch seasons of shows where by the end of the show, you're rooting for the actual bad guy, but you also want him to win. Movies and stories can carry you along in a way that the main character pulls you alongside and you're rooting for him. That's why people loved Walt in Breaking Bad. He's a meth cook. He's producing drugs, but at the end of the movie, you're rooting for Walt. Well, at the end of the Avengers movie, Infinity Wars, the bad guy, Thanos, he wins. As we walked out, I declared loud enough for the other 12 spectators who waited through all the credits to see the bonus footage where Lawrence Fishburne makes a small cameo. I said out loud, well, now we wait for part 2. My son looked at me like, part 2? The movie's over. But that's what I'm here this morning to talk to you about. I think that when stories end in a way that we're not expecting, the story's not finished. There's more to the story. And same with Infinity Wars, there's more to the story. I don't believe Stan Lee and his team are going to allow that the world be subdued by the bad guy. There's another part of the story. I think oftentimes we hear someone's story and it ends in a way that we don't like. It ends in divorce. It ends in the loss of a child. It ends in tragedy. It ends in bankruptcy. It ends in illness and in cancer. And we think, what a horrible ending to the story. But I don't think that's really it. I don't think that's the way stories work. I don't think stories end in a way that makes us feel worse. I think when we tell a story, the person telling the story, I think we have to think of that as the beginning. I think that stories change us over time. I think once you hear a story, even a superhero movie like Infinity Wars, the story's not over. As we left, we began to talk about the likelihood of these guys working with these guys, and this former superhero had a beef with this superhero. They put down their differences. They put aside the thing that divided them, and they were unified against this one thing. While that movie might be done, the story's not. My friend's dad recently died, and it brought back all those emotions of my dad dying, and I thought, that's not the end of his dad's story. That's not the end of my dad's story. It's simply the beginning of the next part of the story. So I challenge you, the next time you hear a story and you think, man, that was a sucky ending, take it upon yourself to finish the story. Carry the story out to its natural conclusion, where there is victory, where there is happiness, where there is success, where there is victory over defeat. If the story doesn't have the ending you're expecting, and it's not one of victory, then the story's not finished. So I challenge you to find the rest of the story. This week, Story Slam Dayton, that I'm a big part of, hosts its Grand Slam, and the theme of the night is finish. And I'm working on a small story to share that night about how things aren't always done when you think they're done. Just like a bad superhero movie where the bad guy wins. That's not the end of the story. We get to write the story, and we get to finish it the way that we want to finish it. Thanks for watching today on Facebook. Tell your friends to find me here on Facebook at facebook.com/TheBrianSuddeth. Thanks for listening.